Turn that down. Okay. Welcome, welcome. Okay. Let's see, there's always something for me to do here. Let's see. Boop. There we go. Okay. Should be good now on that end. Always had to mute that. Looking good. Okay. Ugh. I don't know, I should start talking in here. So I just woke up. Let's see. Okay. Hi, Judd. Masters Week? Honestly, not sure what that is. Let me check what that is. Georgia? That's why. Oh, oh, golf. Okay, cool. Okay, I get it. Nice. Yeah, I guess I'm not too familiar enough. Cool. Happy Easter, my little brony. Welcome, welcome. Turn it up to maybe just a bit there. Hope we're all doing well. Yeah, kind of snuck up on me. Been busy with everything else going on. Thank you. So many things going on right now. Don't play again. There we go. Okay, welcome. We're back. Okay. Hey, Stream Elements, welcome. But welcome, Judd and Brony. Welcome, welcome. Let me not break my arm. There we go. Okay. Yeah. Hope we're all doing well. I'm doing well. Yeah, last week was a little weird. I think some technical stuff happened where some leak happened. Where like some dinosaur apparently took over last week. So, oh well. Yeah. Hopefully Cookie's here to prevent that from happening again. Thank you. And welcome. I've been here for a while. Right. I know you're not yet available for these multi-hour streams, I suppose. But that's okay. Glad to see it though. Should I turn up the music? Maybe just a tad. There we go. But yeah, I'm doing good. Let's see here. Now the biggest thing on my mind is the Mario movie, because I watched that Wednesday? Thursday. That doesn't matter. But anyway. So I'm just kind of, my headspace is just like in that. I listened to the soundtrack on loop yesterday while I was working. It was like, it's so good. So, let's see. Victor is one of my favorite virgins. Oh, thank you so much. That's really nice to hear. Yeah, it's based on the graphic design. The art style is based on the Tempest Shadow song from the 2017 movie. So it's kind of gets that kind of South Parky kind of cutout style, but very, very cute style. So thank you so much. She's just so happy. Let's see. But yeah, the Mario movie, I would say, if you haven't seen it, I would recommend it. If you're not into games, maybe not as much. But if you're worried that it's not a good movie in general, I would say that it is. As a Super Mario fan, I genuinely enjoyed it. So I would say that it gets my Super Mario fan seal of approval. Like, let me see here. Forget which eyebrow is what now. There we go. You did good. Let's see. Oh, hi, cartoons. Welcome, welcome. Hope you're doing well. Hi, sunglasses. You bet. But yeah, maybe when we do a couple weeks from now, we'll get back to the Mario Odyssey gameplay with my mom. We'll continue with that Let's Play in a couple weeks. My mom's not available every single week on Saturdays, so there's some sort of meetings and stuff that kind of comes out that's like she's not able to get at this particular time on Saturdays every week. So, but this works out that I want to do the Easter animation today, and then so probably next week will be something completely different, and then we'll see from there how's the Mario Odyssey. We'll continue with that. So, warning about that, maybe. At least just a little heads up on that. Speaking of game, let me get another plug for my game because I can do that. Here's the link to the Sunny's Dream if you haven't played it. I'm sure to some people. But thank you for over 50 downloads of my game. I appreciate it. I'll pin it just in case. Yeah, that's super surprising that not many people like to play it. Just before we get the show on the road here, I just want to say that I am working on a updated version of Sunny's Dream. Working to compress some of the images, make the file size smaller, basically, by taking some of the images and making them less color depth and making it technically smaller. So when you get to the next version, hopefully the file size will be much smaller. Planning to update a bunch of stuff, like some glitches and stuff. I want to fix some of those little bugs. Change some dialogue stuff. There was a YouTuber who played my game, and it's like, oh, whoops. I was watching it, like, she was voice acting it, and it was like, she was stumbling over the words a lot, and I was like, ooh, okay. Yeah, I can see some of the lore stuff and some of the weird exact grammar stuff might not be the best for some of the lines. So, working to also redo some of the lines there so that you can, it flows hopefully a little bit better in some cases. Maybe add like a tiny sprinkle of content more, but that might be it. Yeah, it's the same game as last time for now, but yeah, that's what I'm hoping to do is have in the next couple weeks or so have a updated version. Let me actually get one more thing. What was it? I think it's this. So hang on, forgot to get my tablet going here. Don't mind me. Gonna close some of the stuff here. Give it a chat. There we go. Okay. That didn't show because... Beep. Ah, forgot about that. There we go. Now I got my tablets. Now I got my arm. Awesome. Okay. That's a Spud tablet. Credit in the description. Okay. Now I'm ready. Now I can draw. I can see. I can draw. Okay. So... Let me show you what I got so far. This is an animation that I've actually did a year or so ago. We'll fix some of these stuff, some of these issues today. So, but basically, I want to change it so it's the G5 characters. So I'm basically gonna recolor these this Derpy here, recolor it to be like Sunny and then Izzy and then Pip and Zip and all that. So I've already completed this animation from like a couple years ago, but I was so happy with this animation that I was like, I want to redo it. This was made in Toon Boom last time, but I want to make it into a YouTube short, so I had to redo the aspect ratio, had to flip it from being like widescreen, being wider, long ways left, right, longer, to now making it shorter and much more taller. So I did spend some time yesterday or so fixing it so that this animation works vertically now. And yeah, so I've half started to figure out how to color her. So basically it's going to get very complicated. So I have the Derpy folder, which has all of the stuff for Derpy inside of here, and you just keep going inside, different folders, and it gets very messy. But anyway, all of that is inside of a folder, and then that goes into a compositions, kind of put everything into perspective. And then I have some new nodes that control individual colors. So what I did was made a color override node that takes all of the information from Derpy's puppet, and then I said render selected colors only, and then I used her coat, which is her base color that's kind of blue now. I changed that to be white so that I could recolor it much simpler. If it was gray or red or something, if I didn't tint it, it would be that tint on top of red. So it has to be, all of these have to be white basically, but just separating it so that I'm able to do some more magic a little later on. Let's see. Hey, right, Dobby. I'm not going to pronounce any of that correctly, but hey, welcome. And then, let's see. So I have the color override just to be able to select certain colors. Basically, I'm going to change my animation that I've had a couple years ago. I'm going to change the characters to be different characters. I'm going to change Derpy into like Sunny, Izzy, Pip, Zip. So I'm doing this way where I'm selecting the individual colors of the puppet and then tinting it, so then I don't have to do much more complicated of changing. Because if I want to do like, I would have to have like the palette be like have every single character, or because I want to keep the animation. So I want to keep the animation that I have, and then keep it. So if I have like 5 different characters, they're not all at the same time, so that makes that easy. But what I want is to recolor her at a certain point, but I don't want to go through every single piece here. Like I would have to change like every single piece I'm selecting, like the arm, the neck, the skull, the ears, and also for like a front view would have to have its own ears and skull and like cheeks and then like eyes, and then it's like I would have to like make Izzy eye color, Izzy coat color, Izzy coat dark color, and then expand it for Pip times 3 of like all these different colors, and then also change every single aspect on here, and then change every single piece on here and recolor it. Because I would have to recolor it, like if I want this arm to be green right now, I would have to make if I want it to be separate, I would have to have an extra drawing here and then recolor that one to be green. So I'd have to have more than one asset in here for every single character, plus like expanded version of every single palette here. So what I'm going to do is just do like a tint to the overall colors that I have separated out here. This is, it used to be all Derpy's colors was actually all of this. So right now she has all these factors onto her. So I haven't tried these color scales, so I'm more just trying to play with them as well to see if this function works. But I'm thinking this might be not the most elegant way, but at least it'll hopefully work. And I tested it that this works, because I wanted a way to keyframe these colors basically. So when we get into it, like I can change her colors later on and programmatically change her colors. So if we see here, so she's all white. If I want her to be Izzy's colors, I can do this. Let me get an Izzy picture so I can get a clear reference. Let me take a picture. So this is from the game. Fortunately, that doesn't show, because that's not going to help. I'm not sure what you're saying, right, Ray? Can I open with... Nope, okay. Hey, my computer is not able to just open a PNG when it's inside of a folder. Do I have to use Paint? Paint works. Okay. We're going with Paint. All right. Okay, so I want her her coat, and then her coat dark color, and then her eye color. So what I want is, unfortunately, if I click over here, then she disappears. So might have to just do this on my other screen, so you know what she looks like. So what I'm gonna do is grab a random one that I have here and say, what's this color? Okay, and then now I'm gonna look at these three numbers, so these RGBs, and figure out like what numbers these are, and then see like they're on a scale from 1 to 255. So she's very blue, midway green, and like a little more than midway green of red. So I kind of create that kind of purpley blue kind of color, which is what we get here. So unfortunately, the way that this is gonna work is that I have to do this 3 times, and also have to do it 3 times with each color. So I want the coat color, select this color. This is just a selecting color. Doesn't actually change what it is by selecting it. But the way that this box is these functions, this is just selecting the color from the palette that I had. And then Derpy is just hanging out here. But the fun part is that these are on different scales. So this color matte scale thing, ramp is going from 0 to 1. So it's like 100% basically. 0 to 100% of how much red you want to use. But I don't know what that means in terms of 255 with these numbers. So I have to get a calculator out and then say what, divide it, and then say 185 divided by 255, and then get 0.72, and then I can write 0.72, and then do that for every color, and then times it by 3, and then we get the things, and it's yeah. So let's see, 136 divided by 255, that's 0.53, and then last one, 222 divided by 255, it's 0.87. And so what we get now is that color. So this color should be pretty much the same as that. So, and then we just got to do that for this version as well. So now we're going to talk to the darker colors here and do the same thing. So let me get my picture. And so I'll have to do this for every, I lost it. I do this for every character and then make the hair and everything. So strap in. I think that's their eyebrow. Let me get maybe her mouth. There we go. Let's see. How you guys doing? I don't know if this is interesting or technically fun to watch. Let's see. It's Izzy. Yep. Hello, Dakota. Okay. Now calculator. Okay. 139 divided by 255. 0.54. Calculator. 88 divided by 255. 34. And 178. 69. Perfect. So now we got that purple. Yeah. Now we get the eye. Let's get we need the color again. Let's see what that was. So it's a gradient, so I'll just choose something in the middle here. Calculator. 132 divided by 255, 51. Obviously, I'm rounding it. Like, I don't need it thousands, because that's not going to change it too much. 20 divided by 255, 0.07. So I'm just going to the hundreds, I guess. And then last one for Izzy, 93 divided by 255, 36. And so what we get is that color. Whew, okay. The animations like this. Obviously, I've been animating digitally for about 10 years, I think. I think we're coming up on my 10th anniversary next week, actually. I think I started in 2013 in April, maybe. I'd have to double check, but I think it's actually coming up a lot sooner than I think. So, yeah, I've had a lot of experience where I've done Flash and a little bit of, tiny bit of 3D here and there, but not enough to be like, I know how to do 3D animation. Small SFM and a lot of Adobe Flash. Because these are keyframed, that means I can go back and actually use Sunny. And then she gets keyframed into the different colors. So, yeah. Should I just go through all the colors for now, and then we can just get that out of the way? Or should we move on to, like, doing one character at a time? What would you guys like? So I could try to do every color for each 5 or so characters. Or just go back to just doing one and then doing one character, one whole character, or try to just do all these for now. I don't know, will be more entertaining. Bunnies, and welcome. It's a rookie name. welcome. Hop. I forgot they have ears for me. Okay. I'm just running for the flow of it, if it's better, because that took for me like a fairly long time. Just do one character. It's never gonna do this for each character here. So I had little markers to say like color coded markers. I could say like that's gonna be Pip. Let me close this one. Let's see. Where's that zip? That's zip. So this would be Pip. Okay, so make it a good neutral here. Open with paint. There we go. Okay. Hup. Okay. Let's see here. So, same thing. Color scale, coat. So let's get this basic one, and then say coat color. It's this one. Select something else. I can clear this out. Okay. Because again, like it's doing like 9 operations for one character. Okay. 2227, 222, 50, 55, 89, 173, 67. That little box is like my tablet trying to say like, oh, do you want to use an on-screen keyboard for your Wacom tablet? And it's like I've never used it. That should be close. Good. Okay. I feel if I was using more of the on-screen, or you use this more as a tablet, I guess, then it'd be a little more better. But obviously, I have a keyboard. If I didn't have a keyboard, I guess, to say, I guess it'd be a little easier. Okay. Okay, just doing. Okay, were you here when I said that I watched the Mario movie? I think so. I wonder if I guess if anyone else has seen it so far. Let's see. Beep. Cool. Yeah, this little box. Wish I want people to see. Oh, you didn't? Okay, cool. Well, I watched it Thursday. And I had a very good time with it. I liked it. I've been a Mario fan since I was probably like 3 years old or something when I could actually, you know, recognize a Mario. I played Mario World was my first game on the SNES. That was super fun. So I've been a long time fan. Get all the games. 58. I'm always a sucker for like musical motifs in movies. So I'm like if they play, you know, like a doo 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 doo, you know, it's like whoa, I am happy. So the soundtrack is amazing. So I've been listening to that, and it's been very fun. Why is her eyes purple? Let's see. Maybe it's just Izzy's eyes are purple. So I need to change these to green. Pretty green eyes. That's it. Oh, right, okay. I was like, these are not normal numbers. 45. That's where I was. Seriously, think it's more soon. I really want to see it. It's, yeah. All the hype is pretty worth it. It's really fun. It's still Illumination. There's still like some things that I would change about the movie. 54. I don't know how many specifics. I'm not gonna try and do too many spoilers, but it's like there's a couple instances like people have pointed out that there's some licensed songs that are like very out of place. Like even just watching it, you know, like initially, you know, just in the theater, like watching a movie, it's like, oh, this feels off. With one of the licensed songs, it's like this doesn't feel like it fits with the tone or like context, and it's like, what's going on? And so there was a big Twitter thing of like people saying like, oh wait, they maybe they changed it last minute or something. Something's wrong about it. And it's like, what's going on? So already might have changed original music into a licensed song, and it's like, well, you apparently wrote it, maybe, but maybe it just wasn't ready, or something happened internally where it just didn't work out. But it's like such a shame because like the original music was actually way better. There's a lot of 80s licensed songs, and it's like, okay. They definitely took me out of the moment because it's like everything else has been, the soundtrack is so really well done with like incorporating, you know, generic tropes of movie orchestration, and then just kind of smash cuts into like, I need a hero, and it's like, whoa, what the? Like, what? I get it thematically, but it's like, it's Illumination, but it just feels it must have been Illumination kind of decision to do it that way, because like I don't think Nintendo would really know knowledge of that many American songs, I guess, or maybe Nintendo's like, this is our knowledge of it, to like be like, oh yeah, this is what we know, so we're just gonna go with that. Anyway, if I had to change something about the movie, I would say like it's, yeah, some of those licensed songs and some of the pacing. It's not that it's super rushed. It was like only certain characters had a large amount of development. Like Toad kind of gets sidelined halfway through, and it's like, oh, I guess I forgot about him. That didn't change much, but at least it's keyframed. Yeah. Probably talk about it more when we're do our Mario stream, where it'll be a little easier to see Mario run around and be like, oh yeah, remember when he jumped? And talk to Mom about it too. Oh no, I loved it. It's just like we get to persnickety about certain things. I was like, well, I love it, but it would have been even better if something like this happened or something. But I would give it a 9, 9 out of 10. It's just those little things that's like, ooh, personally, if this happened, then it'd be just that much better. But I did really enjoy it, generally, genuinely. I had a lot of fun. I also watched it in 3D, so that added a lot more depth into everything. The stereoscopic 3D helped a lot. There's like moments where, the camera angles are just perfect enough that's like, it was almost like meant to be that way with some shots. That's like, like a hand coming out towards you, or try to show like things are floating. You can see things are floating much more easily. That's like the block is stereoscopically, closer than like more than to the background. So it's like, ooh, that was really fun. 487. There we go. But yeah, I had a lot of fun. Of course, it's yeah, it's up to whether or not you want the movie to be, it's Mario, Nintendo was producing it. It's like they really expect much of a plot. But I would say there is a plot. I mean, there's things that happen and things that have motivations. It's not like some sort of 80s Saturday morning cartoons where it's like, well, that happened. Okay, we gotta do the thing. Did we do it? I don't know. Whatever. Get out of here. That didn't need to, things happen, and fun things. I need to focus on what's going on here. Okay, let's see. Hi, real fan. Welcome. Good to see you. With the Nintendo World. Oh, awesome. Yeah, that's on my, that'll be on my bucket list at some point. Not in a rush right now. Obviously, I'm still kind of busy with work and everything. But we'll see if I have any. I'm gonna do a vacation in the summer, so I will we'll be going somewhere anyway, but not anywhere close to either of the parks. So, but yeah, we're thinking about going to the Japan one because that seems to be more fun. If we go there. It's apparently even the Orlando one is gonna take a couple more years to complete. So we'll see about that. Zip color is done. Obviously, we get the hair and everything else figured out, but just trying to get these colors here first. Give Yoshi point for evidence in front of my Apple Bloom plush. Ah, that's really cute. Okay, this is Hitch. So I'm gonna get rid of this one. Open with paint. With this one, so we'll do this, and this color. Okay. So we'll do this color. Okay. It's a couple more. Actually, it's kind of right. Oh, this is right. That, duh. I was like, that's the right yellow that I want. Okay, 2, 3, 4. But, yeah. Oops, 91. I did like it, yeah. When I watch it again, if it comes to, yeah, it'll come to digital, and I'll probably watch it again. I almost wanted to buy the Blu-ray, but I don't know. If they change a couple things, but I doubt that they would at this point, because they probably just think that it's locked, you know. The digital version's not going to change a couple stuff, you know, any kind of editing stuff or any kind of too much about it. I know people are saying like, well, maybe on the Blu-ray they'll, you know, do the director's cut or something. And it's like, I don't think so. They're not going to do that. 6. Yes. Lost where I was. Okay. 49. We're almost there. Couple more. 09. There we go. And then last one for hitches is this color. Hopefully I did this right. Not only fan of, also fan of Craig. Oh, if I was Craig. Married. Yes. Definitely. Definitely remember the Powerpuff Girls, and didn't watch much of Samurai Jack. I remember like seeing it, but not like watching it, if that makes sense. But definitely Foster's and of course Pony and Powerpuff Girls were definitely up for me. Were those all? No, Powerpuff was Greg, so that works. Yeah. 24. And last one. He didn't say. Oh, well, I didn't watch it anyway. 03. There's a lot going on here. Sorry about that. That was... Yeah. Not great. Okay. Thank you. Gotta have someone to fact check me. Thank you. Okay. So that's done. Just now be able to concentrate on what I've got to do. Okay. So now instead of being pure white colors, now they're tinted. So we'll have Sunny, Izzy, and then Pip, and then Zip, and then Hitch, and then Sunny, and then Izzy, and then, yeah, it's a loop, so that's what we're gonna do. So now we just got to go through each character and fix them up. So, okay. That's Dexter. Who made Dexter? Who was the director? That must have. Right. Let's see. If you were to make an OC, it would. Isn't there like a 3D OC generator now for Gen 5 characters where you just need Blender, which is free? Ah, jeez. Okay. Well, maybe I like him. Yeah, get a pen and paper. I guess if you want to do the G5 style, there's Blender, and then there's some person that made a very comprehensive rig that could be changed around like this and do all the colors. That would be what I would want to do, but obviously I have the technology to be able to do all this, so let's just jump right into here. Let's get Sunny. Open Paint. Apparently it's the best I got. So I'm going to use this as a reference, and I'm going to see, because I made this, gonna take this and then see like what kind of shapes I got. So I'm gonna try to like trace around and make very simplified, you know, versions of all these shapes, and then kind of just go from there. Because I've been playing with these puppets for so long, I kind of have a very good feel for what shapes I need. You know, I can do all this. So, okay. Probably should erase some of this. There we go. Okay. This was also made in Toon Boom. So let's move this over here. Okay. So I get those colors out of the way. Whether that was faster or easier, nah. At least it makes it somewhat similar so I can change it somewhat dynamically. The reason to use this color scale thing is that you keyframe it and you can have it so it can morph from one color to another. So I can have a keyframe from this one and a keyframe from Izzy. Move these over, add a tween, and then see what the animation does. So you can see that a little bit. If I move these over so it's more a little later. You can see that it changes over time and morphs the colors from orange to purple. So that's why you would want to use this color scale thing, that it can dynamically change the colors with keyframes. So that's kind of the purpose of using that, but I'm using it just to have it so I only have one color in my palette, so I can keep my palette smaller and don't have to change every single aspect of every single piece, drawing piece here. So I could just have like this, and then I know that this white is going to be the coat, which is being changed with nodes, that when it eventually gets into composite here and right out, that'll change it and export it like this. So there you go. Okay. Yeah, there's tons of pony makers. Deviantart. That's what I was thinking of, the G5 Blender one that came to mind first. When I get a computer, I'll draw it on paper and then try it up. I was like, what? you got it. But yeah, practice first on paper. There was a comment that I responded to on some, I think it was the trailer on YouTube, where they were like, how do I make animation or something? Like, if I want to make something. And I was like, okay, before you invest a couple grand on Toon Boom, maybe you should learn animation first. You know, and the best way to learn animation is to not do digital animation like this. It's to, oh, is she over there? Oh, okay. I see. It's not to do digital animation first. It's to do just frame by frame. Actually, stop motion would be first. Where I suggest to not do, I guess I can get the costume. Do you like the costume? Because I was going to get rid of it. There's a little pink little costume here. Get rid of the egg. So you can see a little better. It's obviously going to be easier just to keep the costume on for now. I think it's cute. It kind of fits with all the characters anyway. I can change the colors maybe of the ears and stuff for each character if that conflicts a little bit. It'll just render these parts. Oh, these little dots here don't render. But definitely stop motion is what I've done. I've done some stop motion stuff, and I feel like that if you're not patient enough to do stop motion, you're not patient enough to do animation. There is a very high skilled ceiling for patience level with animation. If you want things to be done 10 minutes ago, then you're not gonna do well. I would say that, yeah, you have to have some sort of brave soul to want to do animation. Gotta be insane a little bit to want to do this too. So you're gonna be spending like 10, 20 hours just on like 5 seconds of, you know, drawings and stuff, you know. Even if I have all these puppets and stuff, like, I still need the time to make the puppets themselves, and then now I'm just, you know, about almost half hour in, and like now I'm gonna like maybe start to work on the hair, you know. I already got most of the motions done, so now I just have to swap out all of these drawings, which I can do right now, and say beep, new drawing, and now I can get Let me get some sort of sketch line here. So I will kind of get near the middle. Try to get a little line maybe here. If I can figure this out. Yeah. I've started out with like my journey, I guess, has been a lot of other like entertainment stuff. Like I wanted to do as a kid, like a young kid, I wanted to figure out like what kind of I wanted to figure out like what I wanted to do, you know? Because you always want to explore and be like, oh, I want to be, you know, what kind of profession do you want to be? You always have to think about that. And it's like, what trade do you want to be? And it's like, oh, maybe I want to be a magician, you know, and do magic tricks, you know, or be a puppeteer or something. Watch a bunch of Muppets and be like, oh, I want to be a Muppeteer or something, you know, just be impressionable, you know, little kid and be like, oh, I want to do that too, you know. You like watch, you know, some sort of movie and be like, oh, these things are professions too. So it's like, wow, there's people that are getting paid to make cartoons, you know. As a kid, I was like, oh, wow, I was so into like all that kind of stuff. I'm like, whoa, I wanna do that in a puppet face too. Oh, awesome. Was it as extreme as me? Where I was like, wanted to get like all the professionals. Like I want to just be the best ever. Get like hundreds of puppets and be like, oh, this is me. Get all the Muppet style ones, all the raw puppet ones, and have a couple of Kermits and stuff. And be like, okay, have like full on like, you know, big stages, and had this big PVC pipe theater that had like levels, and it'd be like here, and it just have like this draped thing, and be like, whoa, and then it had like a second level up here, and then it had, this was built up here, so you have a little guy here or a little guy here, you know, and like sideways it'd be like this little section here, and then like there'd be some room, and then be another section here, so you could like kind of like either duck down, you know, kind of be like here and be like, oh, here's the puppet, or you can kind of be back here and then try to go underneath, or like try to stand up and be like up here. So this was like a huge, well, I guess as a kid it was like probably like 8 feet or something. It was like black and it had all these PVC pipes and this little thing to like wing out on the side. It was great. Yeah. Let's see. So that was me. I just kind of just sketch these lines out. It's not like I do the actual lines first. I'm trying to figure out what the kind of shapes I want first. Get to scale first. And then go back in and be like, okay, what's the shape of it? But yeah, that was fun. Get to express myself a lot with that, yeah. And then I had stage fright. So I never actually did any of that performing much, like at all. There was one time where it was like I had an opportunity to be like actually be in front of people and for kids. And I was like, we rehearsed it a bunch for like a couple weeks, and I was like, okay, let's do this. And then I had a little panic attack, and I was like, okay, I can't do this. And then the parents kind of took over and kind of did everything. And I was like, okay. And then I kind of ran back and just kind of watched it, and I was like, oh, something about it. It's just like, just had extreme performance anxiety, and I was like, I can't do this. And I wasn't able to. And I'm able to do this, which is a little bit less demanding in a way, but also sort of a lot. Let's see. Okay. Just getting more used to it. I mean, this is my, you know, kind of therapy to like try and rekindle that and be like, okay, I can still sort of perform, but now that it's all animation, so it's a little bit easier to not, you know, don't have to be in front of anyone now. No, it's gonna be just get to judge the artwork instead of the me. Probably have to make a couple different hair pieces. Got hat, top. That's being cut by the ear. And the magician was sort of in the same way. That kind of happened at the same time, but I got into it a lot. There was like this monthly subscription thing where you would get like a certain theme of type of magic tricks. You'd be like, okay, this week is I don't know, some sort of illusionary thing, or optical illusions, or ropes, or rings, or something. So I got this cool monthly subscription thing for magic, and that was really fun. Just perform for myself, you know, just kind of practice for myself, and just had fun, you know, not really doing it for anyone. No kids or anything. I think I did one magic trick for like kids for like a show and tell. But then while I was performing it, like I did something a little bit off, or like they were able to like kind of fumbled a little bit, and the kid was like, "I know how you did that," and I was like, "Oh." So that kind of stopped me there. I was like, okay, maybe yeah. Not the best, okay. Not doing this too good. That didn't work out as well. So, yeah. Oh well. At least and then Pony came around like 5 or so more years later. And I was like, okay, I'll try this. You know, it's like, okay, this should be more fun. Let's see, so I can kind of make a new one. I got hair back, but I also want hair back again. Like I want 2 hair backs. 2. And if I connect this into the rest of my rig, it should, let's see. It should keep the animation fairly consistent. And let's see. Let's see how this goes. But it's kind of a little dangerous trying to add new pieces in, but we'll see here. Just wondering why I can't. Might not be. Is it connected? Connected there. It should be connected here. Let's do the hat. Let's connect it to. Oh, that's hat back. Okay. I need to connect this to actually this. Beep. Still wondering why I can't. Oh, there we go. Yep. Okay. I'm honestly not sure. It was locking me out from actually editing it for some reason. Okay. We're good. Let's move this back. So this part can be still kind of cut by something. It's cut by the ear. Okay. So what I want is to get that shape again. Actually, where are we? I want to make a new drawing and then use this and then say beep. Actually, it should be, give me a circle, that's green, new layer, and then draw on top this. But yeah, I'm glad that I, you know, kept going and just trying to, you know, don't want to leave the, you know, open ending of that story be like, well, you know, if you get sad or disappointed, like, move on to something else. But it kind of is, you know, just try to find what your kind of cutie mark kind of style is, where just kind of figure it out, what you're gonna do. Don't worry about it if you don't know it yet. That's all part of it, is to get that discovery part of it. We don't really know, you know. I think that's kind of fun. So red, yellow, blue. And my characters don't have outlines, so I will remove this out. So we'll just have this. Is this like a flag colors in some way? It's gotta be some sort of a... Something else has to be using this. Let's see. So, I'm glad where I am. I'm having fun. You know, my job is completely different from what I'm doing, you know? So, not burning myself trying to spend, you know, 24 hours, you know, in a day doing the exact same thing over and over and over. So, it's nice to have that little change up from my usual, what I like to do. It seems that there's keyframes going on a lot here. So I will have to figure that out. Okay. Didn't expect that. Okay. I have to remove those. And then add them back in might be better. Okay. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you, Brony. My nose is dripping. Hang on. Okay. Yeah, I would have to make this change to depth, but I would have to change all of these. I would have to make this into like a... Right now it's in the peg. Is there any... transformation switch? That's different. Okay. Are there any keyframes on the deformers? Doesn't seem like it. I'm going back to all of these. No? Okay. So that means that the animation is in the pegs. So that means I can... If I remove all of this information up to where her head changes here. So I go back a frame and then remove some of these, and then I can excuse me, change these into deformers animations instead. That might be better. So what I need to do now is set this up so that this is in the right place. So we need to change drawing into this one. Remove keyframe. Keep keyframe the whole way. Actually up to here. So we gotta swap it. But it's possible I can probably just keep the same drawing. We'll see. Might have to have another piece of hair in here as well. And then we swap it. Okay. So now I can go in and to where I can see her here. Change. It's possible that, let's see. Yeah, this is not drawn in the middle. So if I place this more centered. Centered's there actually. If I just change its position, it will be there. And then add a keyframe to change its depth, or I can also just probably just put her this one on top. Does that work? No, because it's probably gonna be. Wait, unless this one. Nope, that's also. Just trying to figure out the noodles. Noodles here do get complicated, so. Even as a veteran, it's like trying to figure out what's the most optimal way of doing this as well. It's gonna be hit or miss every time. It's gonna be different every time, you know. What I have to do to fix this. So we can make this a little bigger. It's gonna cover her brow there, so that's good. Okay. So I can put this back here. That should stay. And then that'll move there, that's fine. What I want is to move this back. I don't see any keyframes because I haven't made one yet. Slide this behind. So now we're here. Let's see that there's some. Where are my drawings? Okay. There we go. Had some outlines there. Unless I do want it to be on top. It could be on top of her ears. I'm already here though. Do I want to? Eh. I'll have that. I don't know. I'm gonna change my mind as halfway through. It's like, well, maybe. I don't know. I change this. Add a keyframe. I only have one keyframe, so I can do it this way. Because if I put it in front of her ears, then you don't see her hair. So yeah, actually it's be better. I just don't like this shape. So unless I just change this, I could change this to have more roundy and then play with what I got here. Yeah, so I can kind of play with this kind of corner here. Move some of these guys. Adjust some of this. And then try to round this corner off. Get some live decision making going on here. Like, I mean, yeah, you know, something like that. Maybe I can also just change the drawing here. Of this little ear. Because I have a couple of these. Let's see. Does that one looks like that? Does it change halfway through? It changes. You can't even see it. Ah, okay, you can see. Because I made this animation so long ago and I forgot how I set it up. So I have a couple different versions of her ears here. Interesting. Then it goes up and then it kind of settles and then it changes to a different one over here. Now these should be using deformers. Whoa, what was wrong with me? I see some of these. I can use this to see if I move them. I have a deformer on these, so I can kind of jimmy these back and forth. I can see if these move. Yeah. See how this curve is on the right side of the line? And on the next page, yeah, it's on the left side of the line. So that means that I'm trying to figure out how I animated this. This has some changes too. If I remove deformer, it has a little bit of animation here. Interesting. Just trying to remember how I did this. Because yeah, I can go back through and kind of resize this to be even smaller. Because I know that some characters are gonna have different size hair. Ew. I have to move these in. See, this got too thick, so I'm going to have to modify that a little bit, maybe. Okay. After that, squoops that wrong. Okay. I'm gonna need a couple more hair pieces. Because Derpy only had like 2, 3 or so. So I'm gonna need a couple more. Where would I want it to be? Here's the ear. That ear. This ear. This ear is being cut by some of these different hair pieces. I need like a side. I'm looking at her here. So I got this blob here that I was trying to figure out whether or not I want it to be on top of her ears or not. And then I do side bangs and then like the ponytail in the back. So I'm gonna need a hair side 1 and 2. Once I get enough, you know, assets here, then I should be able to. I didn't know that would work, but I was like, okay. Usually when you do, you know, 2 things and then select them and then peg, they'll go to the same one. But I was like, well, maybe if there's some secret thing of like, what if I do shift and do that, then I get 2 pegs. Those little things. All right, cool. You should go to not the hat. I'm not sure what the hat does, if it's doing anything right now. Might be doing it a little bit, but probably just want to put it into the head. There's a headmaster, and then there's a hat all. I'm not sure how I set this up. This is why it's vital to make sure that you name all your stuff adequately. I know that I'm kind of changing things as I go. Like I changed the hat into a hair and like other some small stuff. So yeah. Okay. So let me add some sort of thing here. Get my hair. And I can kind of get some points here, know about how many points I'll need, and then kind of tidy this up. Okay. So all I need now is just the middle part. And then to round this out, unfortunately, usually doesn't like giving me curves unless I really want it. I lost my point. That's good, that's good. Oh boy. Yeah, you gotta tease it a little bit to get its shape out of here. Okay. I should have been looking more at my context here to see what this looks like, and it's a mite awkward, but it does the job. So I can copy this drawing and then move this through her eyes and then get to the other side, and then there's a button for flip horizontal. That works pretty well, actually. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Cool. Okay. Yeah. Okay. And then what I want to do is now the ponytail in the back. So I'm going to make another. I have hat back. Is this being used? It's that part. Okay. Okay. So let's get this going. Okay. Thank you. Looking good. I'm gonna make that a little smaller. And then these little blobs here that kind of Let's kind of get in here. Probably just add this just for more texture. Like another side piece here. Could use my circle tool and make circles. And then say, whoops, I'm done. All right. Nice job. Okay. Some of these you don't really need to be. My style is with these kind of no outlines kind of characters. Kind of makes it a little bit simpler to just kind of wing it and be like, whatever. Meow. Meow. Obviously, it's in front of her, so I'll have to figure out, does this have any animation? No. So what I want to do is bring it back. Bring it back behind everything, and then change that keyframe to start there. And now we're good. Probably want to make a darker color for hair, so I can add a new color, slightly darker, change its tint slightly, and then see this. There we go. Change this color. Okay. Let's go back and see if there's any. There's a couple shapes or color shapes I want to do. See that there's some outlines that might get in the way later. Trying to unselect that middle. Just trying to get the edge, but that might actually be it. Nope. See, it's still there, but I just can't select it. There we go. Okay. Let's go ahead and make the bottom have some colors. So red on top. Then yellow, then blue. Can't see it, so let's do it on here as well. That'll go this way around. Should I put two reds next to each other? Maybe I could change this to blue. And then yellow. And then red over here. And then let's get maybe one more. So we change this back to purple. It's gonna get this kind of shape, and then there's actually like a lighter one that we can put here, maybe. Something weird like this. So put this up here, and then change this to be that color. Just kind of following the design, but it's like a little awkward, but there we go. Beep, beep. This should work. Probably enough. Okay, is that sunny? Pretty simple, pretty happy. Boop. It's got enough of her that hopefully it should be okay. If we do the other characters, then hopefully that'll help a lot too. Solidify who exactly this is supposed to be. So, there we go. I noticed that her side veins aren't here, and then they show up. Like pop in. That's because they literally only exist for one frame, so we need to bring these back to the beginning of the scene and then extend it so that when she gets to here, I see some overlapping here. Can't change it when it's on a wrong sublayer. And a point here maybe. Obviously bricks there, but before that, that should be good. Yeah. Okay, let me get some juice. I guess I can play with what we got so far, but it's got a break there, and then these other characters are even worse off. Yeah, looking good. All right. Wow. In there. Let's check some other stuff over here. Okay, cool. Okay, so obviously we have to fix this, and I know why this happens because she's Derpy was changing her head shape from looking from front view to side view. So there's some keyframes that were built in from the original Derpy puppet, so I had to basically wrangle it to go back to where it should be. So let's see. Oi, Wesley, welcome. How you doing? Yeah, we're animating here. Trying to fix some of these weird stuff here. So what? Actually, more interesting why it does move, because I don't have a keyframe for it moving. It's not like this. Huh. That changes that, and then it's almost like these aren't aligned, which is kind of interesting. So at least I can move this over a little bit, and then grab this nut and then kind of move it over slightly. Kind of gets a little tall. This is where we kind of finagle with this a little bit here. Just to see what I want. It's like trying to select a donut. You can't really. If I remove this keyframe, yeah, okay, that'll move that back up there. And then I can make this a little shorter. We don't need this. What was this being? Aha, okay. So I will remove this. Apparently that made a new drawing called 0. Is that what it did? I just wanted to remove it. And it just said, oh, you want frame 0? Well, I don't have it, so I'm going to make frame 0. Why? Okay. Okay. Let's use that. That goes back. Skull, eye, mouth, neck hair. Actually, neck hair? Is that being used? I don't think so. That's what we just did. Okay. Hair is this one. Okay. So let's get rid of that. And then do that. Is hat top anything? That's the ears. Fortunately, it's a little below that, so it's also being animated a little bit, but I probably want to just remove a lot of these keyframes and make them into deformers instead. Difference between keyframes and deformers is that I'll be able to, with keyframes it's more like hard coding its position, where deformer I'll be able to animate it in place like this. Obviously I wouldn't move it that much, but at least I'll be able to kind of do a little bit of this kind of movement. So I think I'll probably want to actually remove a lot of these keyframes in the hat top, the ears, ears keyframes, because I don't want it to actually move its position as much as it's, yeah, so it kind of actually moves a lot more than that. It's actually a little better, actually. Interesting. Okay, so I can move a lot of these bips, and then only carry its position when it changes its literal position, like here. Yeah, because it needs to have a keyframe here, but everything else doesn't actually need it because I can have the quote animation of it be stuck in place by using deformers. I wish I could put my ear between these layers. I might have to move something either before or after now. Just gotta move it behind. Rubber form. Okay. We'll have to move. I feel like I can't move this back because I need it to be in front of the skull. Ah, we're good. Okay. That was lucky. Put that around there. Go away. And then we get the side guys. These do not have keyframes there. It's always good to have keyframes at the start so that you can, it has somewhere to Toon Boom can understand like where you're trying to move it or where you want it to go. So there's no keyframes at the start. Like on literally the first frame, then it doesn't understand it too well. What you want to do. So if I want this to be in front of her ear, I can bring it up and then see if that looks good. No, probably lower. Probably be better. But that means I need to kind of go around the ear. Somewhere like that. I almost want to do a deformer on it. Yeah. Let's go ahead. So add a deformer. Tool options. This curve envelope V1 envelope mode. Select a drawing and then draw two different ins and out points here. Extend it a little bit longer. This one closer. Okay. So now I should be able to keyframe these positions here. So when we go over to this side, created this little deformer block here with these kind of nodes, keyframes at the start. So now I can change its position without having to draw it. So I can kind of re-sculpt it in a way. And then I want to change this. I just want to bring this closer into her skull. Start getting really close with all this stuff. So now I can go back into this and then bring it, hug it a little better, and that should look a little better. Something like that. Yeah, cool. Or doesn't it go like in front of my ear? Yeah, it does. So, change plan. Wanted to start here. Let me just, it changes to white because that's the default color selection. At least I can sculpt it into a different shape anyway, so it's like we're not losing too much now. What I want to do is probably just go back in here. Resculpt the ear like this. And so now get something better, hopefully. Now we get this. There we go. I feel like I can add something here maybe, but I think we're good. So I can see if I can add a little bit more. But that's okay. You're not gonna, I can get very, you know, what's this? That is her ear. That's her real ear. Her pony ear is there. Weird thing is that her pony ear kind of changes position, kind of disappears. What if it's better to have a keyframe here? So I should keep it there. And so I can literally just kind of delete it. So it just doesn't appear until I need it, which would be here. And then it appears. And then have it extend for the rest of the timeline. Yep. Like that. So, appearing here out of nowhere. Unless I want to have that ear be the same as this one. A lot of this is trial and error, just trying to figure out, like, do I want it to be this way, or like, let's try this. How about this, you know? So maybe, let's try it this way. I don't know why there's keyframes for the ears here. There only needs to be information here. To which I need to be down here. Is there a different picture of ear? No. Cool. Because I need it to be somewhat similar to that ear. Obviously it needs to be up over her eye. I guess not that much, but pretty good. And then reshape one of these other pieces, probably this piece. Wrong sublayer. There you are. I can sculpt this up a little. Getting some sort of clash here, but not too worried for now. Because now I can actually go in and change this. And then drag that out to get this shape. That's not going to stay, so I need to bring these back. See what we get. Ear explodes out of nowhere. That is because... why? This keyframe here changes its position. Cool, okay. Maybe I want to swap the angle here. So this can probably just go forward instead. Let's do, bring this out. Maybe lower? Just because it's going to fit better that way? Okay. Something like that. I think it works. Obviously it works, but yeah, it's when I'm not super happy with it, and I think it works. I think having this middly part in the middle could be, am I going forward? I think it's being cut. It's being cut by the ears. Interesting. Maybe move this back a little. Yeah. Okay. So now this works, and then we go to next one, and then it doesn't. Cool. Okay. That's just one. I want to do 5. But now I have all these extra pieces, so at least I'll be able to have like this hair back too, and you know, all these side pieces, so it should go a little simpler, but I think Izzy's hair is kind of more complicated, so we'll see. She had a horse. Yeah. I don't know for me if I want a horse per se, but I think probably just something cuddly would be nice. I recently lost my pet, so it was a frog. We had a dwarf frog, So it was great. Slightly low maintenance, but they got, we have like reptiles because I'm allergic to hair. So never really had a, well, that's trying to open the image, but I forgot to open it in Paint. So I'm gonna recreate this hairstyle. Also, I need to make a horn. Great. I think there's less pieces, so it should be a little simpler. But yeah, we usually got reptiles because they don't have hair and they were a little easier. A lot of fish, a lot of, not goldfish, but like the beta fish or something. Or my main pets were those. So yeah. So never had a cat, never, no dogs or anything, no birds. They were all what if I change something? I'll get rid of it anyway. But yeah, no fluffies. I would want something like that. Okay. So Izzy, let's see. She's gonna be, let's go in here. So like we did with this one, we're gonna make a new new drawing and then try to get some basic shapes that I want out of this. See what I want. So she's got a big horn. Yeah, if I could, I would want a cat. Let's see. Some big shapes here. Can't see it too well, so I will lift the brightness. Some very, very basic shapes. Something like that, and then I can, you know, go in here and be like, oh no, there's a little Sharpie bits here and little bits there. I don't need that right now. Need something here. And then some sort of swoopy. I can go in front over here. Between there. Don't want that to be on top. Maybe. Yeah, okay. I can go in here. Let's do the horn first. That'd be fun. Because I don't have that. So that should be somewhere. Where would it be? Somewhere in the middle, maybe. So I can move these guys out and then make some room for a horn. Maybe a little less. There we go. Horn. Let's bring it to the head. Boop. So there's extra like keyframe stuff I'll have to redo for each character, so at least I know that to remove it, so I think it'll be okay. And let's see. So she's got different colors, so I'll have to make, besides that, some new palette colors. Okay. Let's grab this. A little darker. And let's make a triangle. Stand it up. Horn. Done. Horn done. Okay. Let's see. I could do the little shapes in it. I could do little swirlies, little. And then the cool part is that I should be able to cut these out. The overlaps. Try to do that in Flash. All right. And horn. Cool. Okay. That's the advantage of being simple drawings. Simple art style. Is that you want something like this? Boom. All right. Cool. Done. Move on. All right. Let's make a little little bigger. Maybe a little lower. Let's see. Okay. Well, I appreciate it. Thank you, Cookie. Thanks for keeping the chat busy. Yeah. Okay. See you next week. We'll do something next week. I don't know. I'll have to double check on whether or not it's my 10th anniversary, but it'll probably be very, very close. So we'll probably do that. Otherwise, I got Passport 2, so might be doing that. I don't know. And then later we'll do Mario. So, thank you. Okay. Bye bye. Okay. I don't know how fast we're leaving. Let's see. Okay. What was anything that I was doing? I don't know. Where am I? Okay. What can I share? Oh, there it is. I put it on the underlay. Okay. Oh, I cannot see that. Beep. Okay. Yeah, I might just only do... We'll see if we can finish Izzy within the next half hour or so. And then we'll head out. So, but thank you, Brony. Thanks for all the comments and everything. Hope you can get that horse. Thank you. See ya. So I want to do a couple more pieces. Let's see. Should I move? Okay. Let's do. How do I want to do this? I'm gonna get a new color. That's gonna be her hair color now. And let's do the back. Let's go back to 4. It might be a little easier to think about it. So I'll have the back, if I can, wants to not be in position. Unless I went to somewhere else. Well, again, it's selected now. It's gonna delete it because I don't know where it actually went. That's a problem sometimes. It's like, might actually be. Is this screen space versus this screen space is like in different dimensions sometimes? It feels like it, where it's like it's not really understanding temporal space too good. Okay. That happened. Let's see. Set you back, and then have you extend. Draw in there. Probably should fix this. So what I want is to add a keyframe here, and then have it delete basically. And then I move these guys back to here. Okay. So now I can use this and draw some more. Yeah, see, it's moving it for some reason. So I have to like move it here and then see where it is in here. And then realign it. And then another one. I could use my envelope tool to get some more oblong shapes. Kind of play around with it to get more random. Okay, that's looking pretty good. Okay. It goes a little too far to the left. Okay. What was this before? That was that part, which I've already kind of done. Already did that. Let's see. Neck hair. These pieces. Those would go I want it to be on top. Let's see. Let's choose one. That was that part, so let's see. Yeah, I want to remove this part. And then I want to move this one back. And then change this into a new drawing. So new drawing. And then I want this to be around here maybe. Let's see where I am on top. Layering wise, what works? So I'm on top of this ear. But below that ear, and on top of that one. So I can do a shape that's can do here, 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 here. Where'd my horn go? Oh, there it is. So let's move this back. These little scene markers are helping me. And coincidentally, I actually made my horn holder with this shape. By kind of saying where the horn can appear or not. Good to make sure that these important curves are curvy. I just check one thing. There we go. Okay. Cool. Okay. We're getting there. That's almost easy. That's getting there. Hat top is actually ears. Ear front. Hair side 1, hair side 2. Let's make this the little cornery one. That'll kind of shoot up from there. So let's make this piece, or not. Or maybe it's just layered underneath something else. Okay. So I will see where this is in space. Where is it? Really only exists for like that frame, so let's move that back. And then move it in front. Don't want to move that, but I want to move this. Let's see. I see something here. What is you? That's the horn. Interesting. Okay. So I can shorten that. And then go back to hair side 2. Elongate this out maybe, and then depth-wise, I want it to be somewhere around there. Actually, that works. I was scared that it might, you know, kind of get a little lost in translation. Only I'm gonna be the only one that's gonna get any humor out of that. Okay. Get something. Always good to sort of exaggerate it. Don't want it to be. Don't want to feel it too small. Does it change? Why is there a keyframe there? I think I want to move it. Move this a little bit. Yeah, it's got some keyframes here that I probably just want to remove or not. Okay, let's take this keyframe and copy it, paste it here. Good. Obviously this changes. That can stay. But let's see. I want to change this one so that this one is here, and then would like it to be below that eyebrow. But if I move it below the eyebrow, that's actually a little bit, or the eyelash, I have to move a lot more stuff. So actually, I probably just want to move it maybe like over here. Let's do the same thing where I copy this frame and just put it over here, and then remove everything that doesn't need to change its position, because I'm going to reanimate all of this with deformers instead. So I will need only this keyframe, and then we'll fix the side part there. And then we'll see whether or not, which one of these works better. Looks like that one's gonna work. So I can move this back, and then let's see with this ear. Move it a little bit up a little bit because we have some more room. Sunny didn't have much room for that. This pops, let's see, because it has, and I don't have a keyframe for it there, so that's fine. Okay. Get in there. I think we just need one more hairpiece to like be in the front on the left side. So yeah, she should be a little simpler than Sunny, unless I make it more complicated later on. Okay, let's do this one. So I need it to be expanded up to here, then change its keyframe to be a new drawing, and then I can draw it. Trying to figure out where I want to put that. This might not be right drawing. Honestly, not sure what's going on here, unless one of these is changing things. So I can replay my music and then reset these. There's some keyframes there that might need to be reset. Let's get this keyframe back. And then let's see if this works better. Yeah, okay. There's some weird, very specific Toon Boom stuff that just happened there, but don't you worry. I am okay with this kind of stuff now. To be able to just do this now. So, okay. What if I can get my original drawing back here so I can get my guidelines almost basically here. So I have to somehow connect there to there, so I need some sort of other. Trying to grab this one actually, or not, because I made it on a different layer. I just need to make everything here just to be sure, and then play with it. Yeah, okay. This could be like way down here. Yeah. Yeah, That'll do. Okay. A little wider, a little wider. And then play with the exactness here to kind of go around your ear. Maybe like a little shorter, but maybe like a little bit more to the left. There's a hole. Let's change this, or just remove the keyframe. Hopefully I can just do that. There we go. So now this should work. I don't like it because obviously you don't see your other arm, but that's fine because I only need the left arm to move. I think I want to actually hide this little bit here. A little part of the hair part, ears. Why is there so many keyframes here? That it swaps to this one? What's up with that? Move, remove. Doesn't have to change. That changes, but then this can change. So let's change the sizes. Size, yeah. Yeah, oh yeah. That's better. Okay. Move that back. So now this should look okay. Render. What was Sunny looking like? I think she needs some sort of more volume or something to her hair. Oh well. So we got this. I can move her arm maybe. You can see where arm is. Arm FP. So right here, let's see, it might be the leg. I want arm FP. I could just do that, and then now we got arm. And then that works. Okay. Probably when it goes down, I can add another keyframe to the arm and just kind of move it back a little bit just to make sure. But now we got arm. Yay. I think I want to move this part down now. This can go up. This go down. I want to move this. I see something here. That is the, that is that. So what I want is maybe to move it, let's see, smaller and to the right. Cool, okay, you're in there. Yeah, we'll probably just do this side view for Izzy, and then we'll probably call it today. So, problem is that I want to do a lot more. Where I want to do Pip, Zip, and Hitch, and then it repeats back to Izzy. So, you can see, like, even just doing simplified, you know, character styles and animation. All the animation, you know, of all of this was, you know, pretty much already blueprinted wise, was already set up, but still can take a while, and still want to do music and sound effects as well. So yeah, these things take time. You know, it's amazing when you have to like sit down and work on it. It's like, okay, it just sounds like, oh, I'll just do, you know, a couple of these, you know, all I gotta do is just, you know, complete every character. So that's what I'm doing with the Sunny's Dream right now, is trying to figure out, because some of the hops with some of the animations, when they kind of like jump up and down, I had it so that the characters were, you know, only set up to be this, like this would be the canvas, like this would be the image that I would send to the game, and so the game would be like, okay, here's where it is. Like at the bottom, if a character has to jump, you know, then you would be basically just taking this and then hopping it. And so what you get is that you get at the bottom, you get nothing. So I was like, great. I was like, well, I want to, you know, make the images smaller anyway. So I'm working now to move every character, or like resize the characters into Moom, making the size of them smaller, and then also fitting the entire body. I don't know what brush is in here anymore. How do I draw? Is that I want to change the size of it, make it smaller, so then you get the hooves at the bottom. Or something like this. So you'll be able to see the whole body. The game will be able to see the whole body, and then when it does a hop, I'll be able to probably in the game move them down, and so the game can program the image to move it down and resize it, and then when it comes to the hop, you'll be able to move up, and then you'll be able to see its feet, and then bring it back down. But the process of doing that for every single image, it's gonna take a while. So I'm trying to make a macro, but just like it's not really working. So I'm kind of doing this manually, probably more than I should. So, but I made some macros, but then the macros didn't work for the exact thing that I wanted to do. So like the Photoshop file would like, you know, open a file and then try to save it, but then it didn't actually save the exact stuff that I wanted to happen. So I was like, well, great. I can do macros on like everything but, you know, the exact saving stuff where, you know, to get it to be smaller file size. That's what I want. Where I want it to be like 75% smaller file size, so that you guys don't have to download half a gigabyte for the game when the game isn't really it's supposed to be a whole half a gigabyte. So just trying to figure it out. So working on it, but it's just gonna take a while to have to do it manually now, because Photoshop's too weird that it doesn't want to actually do the exact saving that I want it to do. We want to change like the color bit depth. Right now it's like 32 or 64 bit depth, but I want to change it to like 8 or something. So it's just it's not gonna do that. Okay. So I don't need this. I need it to be when it changes, that one. And then I'll do that with deformers instead. But yeah, so that's the plan, is to continue with that and get it so you guys don't have to get a big file and get a bunch of little tiny changes here and there. Little updates. Make a, not really a super deluxe version, but at least it'll be better than than what we got now. So that's what I'm going for. It's just make some small changes here and there, but a lot of them are going to take a while to implement. So I also heard feedback whether or not you guys like you guys don't have computers. So I know some people at work, I tried sharing my game, you know, saying like at work, saying like, yeah, I got a game, you guys want to play it? It's like, yeah, sure. And then they come back the next day, it's like, I can't play the game because I don't have a laptop. And it's like, yeah, I guess I have such, you know, like I'm working with a desktop now. It's like, yeah, I don't really use phones anyway for my stuff. My home office has better equipment than my work, so I just didn't really think that that'd be an issue for some people. So I'm more equipped in my office in terms of all of my stuff that I got. So oh yeah, we'll end soon. But yeah, problem is that I'm not versed enough in phone development to be able to just, you know, make a phone version and then say plug it in and then be done. You know, it's like I have to download SDKs and understand what JDKs are and SDKs are, figure out how any of this works to be able to have it run. And yeah, it's gonna be something. So right now I'm just trying to work on making the game file size smaller, and then work on making the some glitches and stuff, try to fix some of those, and then work on some dialogue stuff and see if there's anything else I can improve. Oh, there's some menu stuff I want to fix, or some of the menus. There's a bit too many buttons on the. I played with some of the phone. I could like emulate what the phone would look like, but then I can't export it. So I tried exporting it as a web, and that only works on older Firefox websites. So I practiced with that, and it's like, cool, that almost works. For right now, I will show what we got so far, and then we'll go from there. So we got Sunny. Mine needs a little bit more cleanup, but that's pretty good. Izzy's pretty not good. I want to change her horn as I see that. Where's her horn position off? And then, yeah, so I'll try to get this animation done for Easter, for tomorrow morning. So, wish me luck on that. I'm trying to finish this by tomorrow, basically. And then get all the animation, get all the sound effects and music. Probably do custom music, we'll see. I like doing custom music though. But yeah, if I don't have time, I have to reuse something out of have, or make something super simple. Either way, I'll try and get this done, and then yeah, have it as a YouTube short, maybe on Twitter. I don't know. I think Twitter is not very good at it crops it a little bit weird. So anyway, that all to say, thank you for watching. Let me go to toaster time, and we'll talk a little bit more. Let me get some juice. My throat's really not happy. How was that? Yeah, because I can show what the game looks like in phone view. Let me put that up. It's yeah, it's a little different. Let's see. There we go. What can I do to show this? I'm about to go back to main screen actually. So here's RunPy. So I can go to Android or iOS and then get emulation. Or I guess I can show what the usually looks like, but anyway, it doesn't work. So this is without any optimization. So this is opaque for some reason. It's using a different folder of images. But it's using some other styles, different styles for the GUI. So I can't exactly just export this because I have to go back through and change basically a lot of stuff. Like this whole system is for the text box has to be relocated, refixed, get put the text box in, move the text position. You know, there's so much not. This was probably like the default, so I had to go back to and fix all of this. And then all this other extra stuff I don't know. Some Java 8 developer kit is required. JDK is different from JRE, so it's possible to have Java without having a JRK. Install it here. Doesn't work. But I tried. Let's see. I tried using RenPy 7, and this actually works, but again, only works with. I only tested it with Firefox, where it works, but then in Chrome it didn't. So I don't know what's up with that. But yeah, just basically just plays it normally. So yeah, but yeah, it's gonna be a lot more work. I think the menus are a little bit different. Yeah, some stuff's bigger. Load, save. There's no gallery. I would have to recreate the gallery or something. This is all different. Oh, here's a gallery at the bottom. Okay. There's a couple of these. Yeah. History. Yeah, it's just a lot that it's different that I would have to not only recontextualize all of this stuff, but also have to understand, you know, all of this. And I don't think you can just put an SDK or an export of the game onto itch.io. Like, I think you gotta put it onto the game stores or something for each phone style. So yeah, I'll keep looking into it, but it's like it's as I get deeper and deeper into it, it's actually getting harder and harder to understand of like what I need to do. And it's like it's just getting more complex of like, well, now I need this. It's like, well, it only works with this version. Should I use this older version? Do I have to like recreate my game to work with this entire new, like to make it like RenPy 7 to actually make it work? Do I have to like convert things that only RenPy 7 to RenPy 8 is it changes a bunch of different code words like cutscene versus movies, and it's like other small stuff like that. And it's like so it just became like way more overwhelming. So I'm glad I just focus on desktop, because it's like, okay, it was getting way over my head of like just how complicated it's gonna get. And then I can't just like put it on itch.io because I don't think that works. And it's like, well, great. Now then they want to be on different places. Like, do I want to put it on my website? Do I want to host it on there? But then we still have to. The download is just the sort of. What is it? Yeah, I can't even understand. I can't explain. You basically just have to put it with the download. Yeah, I don't know. I was trying to think, like, there's SDK files that are in itch.io, but I didn't download them, so I had to research into that. So anyway, it's gonna be super complicated. So it's like I'm gonna try, but it's like I'm if I don't get to a point where it's like, you know, where I can just, you know, export it and be like, okay, this pipeline works, and then now I just need to update it so that all this rest of the game itself can actually work as well. Then yeah, then we'll get to that point. But for right now, I'm just gonna take a step back and just work on the desktop version, so that when I do one of these, or just trying to, actually I don't need to do this, like just launch project here with this version. See how this had like a different menu screen. If I go into here, then this fits inside of a text box with the sunnies here, and all this fits. So I manually must have changed all of it, but because RenPy separates web versus phone, that means I have to redo everything, and whether or not it's going to be different numbers, I'm scared of that. like this might not be, you know, XY position might be different between phone versus desktop. So if you're thinking that I'm like lazy or like, oh, well, why didn't you just click the magic button and then put it on phones? I want it on phones, put it on phone. It's like, no. I'm trying, but it's like it just got way more complicated than I thought it would be. So, and it gets to a point like whether or not I want to wrestle with all of this, or do I just want to step back again and be like, do I really want this on phones? And it's like, what's the percentage of people? And then there are people, but then they don't get to play it because they physically don't have laptops. And it's like, geez, so I want to cater to them, but also it's like, I don't know how. So yeah, I'm just gonna work on trying to make the desktop version as best as it can be, and then if I somehow magically find, you know, make phone version good, then I'll do it. But at least for right now, then yeah, it might just have to stay on desktop for now. So sorry. But yeah, what did I? If RenPy phone don't work, then I might have to make my own some sort of code-based system to have it be hosted on a website that's easy, like HTML version or something, and then you might have to just use your phone, and then maybe the HTML might have touch compatibility. Problem is I don't use phones as much as I guess you guys who use it like 100% of your time. See, I spend my time more with desktops, so it's like I'm not as versed with phones as you guys. So trying to figure out like how does like the Google App Store or iOS store work, or like how do SDKs work and all this kind of stuff. It's like all this developer stuff that's like is much more complicated. Is like out of my realm basically. So I'm just gonna got the desktop version to work. That's a huge win in my book because I don't. And this is my first like really published game ever. So I'm just happy that that works, and if people liked it, thank you. So I'm just trying to update it for right now to make it just that little bit more better for you guys. So hopefully a better experience. It's best experience that I can give, So but yeah, it just got way too complex with the phone stuff. And then there's also, the different flavors of whether or not, even if I get Android to work, that doesn't necessarily mean that iOS is gonna work. So like, well, great, now I have to do this again to figure out like whether or not that's gonna work. And then whether or not, because I don't have an iPhone to be able to test it, so I'd have to ask you guys maybe to see if it even opens. But then to test it, wouldn't I have to also somehow put it on a beta test site, or do I have to make it on a beta, or like not? And then yeah, so thankfully that stuff was simple enough that it worked because everything was it's compiling it into something that becomes its own exe file rather than specific phone exe that might have to be an SDK versus another kind of just file. So it was able to work a little bit easier. So either way, yeah, we'll see. Sorry, but yeah, I'm just not a developer enough to be able to just do it. So oh well. Thank you, Judd. See ya. And yeah, I guess everyone we'll catch you again next week. So tomorrow, Sunday morning, I will have the Easter video on YouTube Shorts and maybe Twitter. We'll see. So look out for it then. And then next Saturday we'll do a stream. Something not Mario Odyssey. So I think it. Let me just check real quick while we're here. Let me just check out my channel. So I think it's April 13th or something, 2013 or something, was my first video ever. Ah, jeez. YouTube got rid of the view by oldest button, so I have to manually get to the bottom of the list now. Thank you. This is much better. Okay. I'm gonna go with my Lyra animation as my first video. Ah, okay. This is not gonna work with all of this, but yep. My Lyra animation was April 12th, 2013. So, hey, oh yeah, hey, we're getting there. Oh yeah, I got a feature to allow me to see the dislikes. So anyway, I think I'm doing better these days. But yeah, we're weirdly getting up on 10 years since this video. I wish I can show it. It's not centered for you. Here we go. There you go. That's it. It's literally like 5 keyframes of her just falling over. It's not even that. So yeah, when will that be? Next stream will be the 15th. This is the 12th. So that's close. Close enough. So that'll be my 10th anniversary of this video. Next week. So yeah, tune in for then. Yeah. That'll be exciting. So, but yeah, thank you guys so much. Hope this will be a good video. And yeah, thank you. I was distracted. Okay, let's see. Okay, thank you guys. All right, next week, 10th anniversary. Woo! Thank you guys so much. Especially, we'll have a bunch of thank yous next week. Or it's a lot, yeah. So, thank you for this stream, and we'll talk again next week. Lots to talk about. So, thank you. All right. Yeah. See ya. Thank you. Bye bye.